are bankrolling our elected officials, and there needs to be a focus on whether or not they're actually delivering high-quality education. But at the end of the day, these campaigns, the campaign and public policy making are two very distinct activities. And unfortunately, sometimes you run campaigns and for some reason you can't prevail, but the issues carry on. And so we need to be putting the light on the important issues, and that's, certainly affordable access to quality education for people in the state of Ohio, having a government that works, that's transparent and honest with the public about what they're getting for their money. And these are issues that I'm going to continue to focus light and attention on. This campaign isn't about me, it's about the issues that matter to the people of the state of Ohio.
How are you going to keep him on, or Yost, on track to, in fact, follow through on these concerns that you agree with?
Well, at this point he's on the record, so he said that these are things that he believes need to be changed, that redistricting, there's nothing he could do about it, but he thinks that there is something that needs to be done about redistricting reform. So he's publicly made a statement that that is something that he will encourage and push for. Frankly, that's your job as well as my job to be pushing him to actually follow through with that. Same with charter schools. He said, we have put people into prison and we've brought all these people to justice, but in fact we still have significant problems with charter schools around the state. And although he couldn't disclose to us whether or not he was investigating many of these, he certainly intimated that he was in fact looking at the white hat managements and the ECOTs of the state. So I'm excited to learn what in fact he is doing on investigating those schools. And frankly, I would think the taxpayers of the state are interested in knowing whether or not he's holding those schools accountable. So the campaign, the fight continues to make sure the taxpayers are getting their money's worth out of state government.
Were you heard from the get-go by the top of the ticket that when the trickle down that it just puts you in the hole from the get-go?
Well, unfortunately, campaigns in the United States have become a lot about how much money you can raise to put television ads up. It's no secret that the Democratic side of the ticket did not raise enough money at the top. That's something that we need to be preoccupied with. Whether or not we're happy because of Citizens United that there's so much money involved in politics, it is a reality of politics these days. And so when you've got a candidate on one side who raises $20 million and a candidate on the other side that raises $4 million, that's a big problem. And so we need to make sure that we're doing our part to look at long and hard why we didn't raise the resources we need to be able to fight on the issues, because God knows Ed Fitzgerald's driver's license or lack thereof versus a tax cut of $6,000 for people making over $350,000 a year in the state, schools that are getting less money out of the state than ever before and have levies locally, a governor who's out championing what he's done for education, where when I go out locally they're saying this guy's cut our legs off. There hasn't been a debate on those substantive issues. There needs to be a debate on those substantive issues, and it's unfortunate that there wasn't enough money at the top of the Democratic ticket to fight those issues on television. That's a reality of politics. That's something that we need to look in the mirror and figure out how